Alright, it's the next morning, so this starts episode 2, 2017 Colorado Archery Elk Hunting Over-the-Counter Tag Public Land. This was my camp setup last night. I slept in there. Did have a tarp over the top of it because it was raining like crazy. It's drying out. Got everything charging up in here. Trying to get all my cameras charged up for today's adventure. Probably should have brought a camp stove, but breakfast burritos are cooking on the motor. I'm not sure if you guys can see this. I do have my laptop with me, and this is the motor vehicle use map for the area or the ranger district that I'm hunting. Right now I'm parked about here, and this big area here without any of these roads here, my only concern is there is this one up here and it goes over, so people could drop down because this is uphill, low, high, but in general that's a pretty good size area. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 square miles without any roads cutting through it. Down here is private land, and there's a big meadow and a creek right down here. So I'm going to try to hike up into here and see if I see any sign. This would be a great place to put up game cameras, which I don't have. See how my breakfast is doing. There's one. That's perfect. So this is the most obvious game trail. Super heavy. Crosses the road here, and continues right down. You can see it right down in there, and down into that meadow, and there's a creek down there. All right, I'm all loaded down, all loaded up, and I'm just gonna follow this game trail. I am concerned that this is such an obvious game trail that why other hunters wouldn't pull over and do the exact same thing. There's some old moose sign right there. Still haven't found any fresh elk or deer. So at the bottom of this meadow is where that game trail is, and once I hit this meadow it kind of filtered out. Did find some rather large coyote sign filled with hair and claws. But right now we're going to skirt the outside of this meadow and try to find another major channel that feeds into it. There's one that goes off that way. Well, I came across this trail here. It's definitely a hiking trail, as I see all these branches cut off. Still no new sign. I think I'm going to follow this until I see something cross it. I've taken this trail for about a half a mile towards a water source. And early in the season, when they're not in the rut, it's been my experience that you have to hunt their patterns. So they have to drink every day. So what I'm going to do is get off this trail and try to hike up the creek that way, uphill, away from the road, and see if I can find a game trail that shows this is where they're coming to drink. So I found another creek. There's a creek here with a bridge, and this area here with the bridge with this hump in between, and I'm going straight off the trail that way. This looks like a really good spot for elk. You got your water, you got your food. Now they just need to get far away from these trails to find a safe spot to sleep. About another meadow up this creek bed. Giant pile of wood there. Hopefully a bear doesn't come out after me. Not sure what kind of crap that is. This is real marshy out here. Definitely kind of moose territory. I see another pile of moose right here. That's definitely moose. Too bad I'm not hunting for moose. So I had kind of given up on this area and was just bushwhacking my way back down to the road, and I was going to follow the road to the truck, and I just came across this trail here. I mean, that is really well worn. And then I also came across this, and I want to say that's this year's. Could be last year's. Probably just a deer. So I followed that trail, and I'm pretty sure this is the very first meadow that I came upon following that game trail that came up from the road. So I'm looking at the map again, and here I am right about there, and I hiked up into here, and maybe this area would provide more cover for elk, but I'm looking out across the this road here into this valley, and there is some public land, national forest here. There is access up there, but I'll show you with the other camera why I think I might want to go up there and take a look around. So there's the truck. Here's this trail I've been following. That's that other valley out there, but I'm going to zoom in across. And from my understanding, elk like to hang out in aspens more than they like hanging out in pine trees. Of course, there is power lines that go across through there. And there's some nice green meadow area up in there. And even higher. Maybe up in that saddle would be a good spot. If I can get up, oops, hanging out in there somewhere.